On January 14th, 2023, TikTok creator Sunshineable headed into the woods for a casual afternoon stroll, just spinning around, enjoying herself. Nothing out of the ordinary, but as she twirled through the trees, something felt off about the forest around her. Partially concealed between the trunks stood a dark, motionless figure, utterly still, not making a sound, nearly swallowed by the shadows. She had no idea it was there, but her camera caught it, shifting ever so slightly, then disappearing without a trace. Moments later, the bushes nearby it erupted into violent movement. Terrified, she snatched up her phone and bolted.
Oh gosh, it's cold. The camera stand won't stay.
Some people think it was a prank taken way too far. Others point to the unsettling proportions and the complete absence of any noise. Could have been someone hiding in the trees. Could have been something entirely different. Whatever it was, it never made a single sound. And honestly, that's the part that's hardest to shake. Sydney is a young woman who's been living out of her SUV since 2024, hitting the road full time and setting up camp wherever the journey leads her. She documents the whole thing on her YouTube channel, taking her audience along for every adventure. It's a life built around freedom and discovery, and her passion for it comes through in every video. Her content is genuinely captivating and well worth your time. But this particular upload stood apart from the rest. It dropped her into a situation that grew increasingly uncertain the longer it went on. She had set out to explore a couple of ghost towns before wrapping up the trip with a night at a supposedly haunted hotel. What she didn't count on was running into something far more grounded in reality than she'd anticipated, and honestly, far more unsettling too.
My review so far is as follows. Not creepy, just kind of old, very tall ceilings. The town is very busy. Oh, also I feel like it's not very soundproofed at all. Wait. You know, I just heard footsteps. I just heard footsteps. It sounded like this. What the? I just had my first ghost encounter. I would have grabbed my GoPro, but I was... Wait. Oh my god. Let me reenact the scene. I was reading this paper. I got to she had a rousing, roaring silver and gold line pass. And I just heard footsteps.
She picked up the sound of footsteps, and when she went to investigate, there was nobody around. Given how old the building was, it's possible it was just the structure shifting and groaning. That's my personal read on it, at least. But then darkness fell, bedtime arrived, and that's the point where everything took a significantly creepier direction.
I just wanted to give you guys an update. It's 9:30. I haven't had any ghost encounters in the past couple hours. I still have work to do, so I'm gonna keep grinding and I'll let you know if anything changes. It's almost 11 o'clock. So I'm gonna get my PJs and then go to sleep. I can't believe I'm sleeping in a haunted hotel tonight. I'm kind of scared to turn the light off. This place is definitely haunted. I don't think I slept at all last night. Oh my gosh, that was the worst sleep I've gotten in my entire life. It was constant all night. The noises were constant.
The best explanation was that it was either a ghostly presence or somebody wandering through the hotel, which seemed plausible given how few guests were staying there that evening. The fact that the sounds were getting closer, seemingly right there in the room with her, only reinforced that conclusion. Now, in fairness, there's a reasonable case for a natural explanation too. The building had serious age on it, and older structures are notorious for producing all kinds of strange, unexplained sounds on their own. That said, plenty of viewers are firmly convinced this place carries genuine paranormal energy and that what Sydney went through was the real deal. I'm not here to push back on that. My job is simply to put the footage in front of you and relay what she and a large chunk of her audience believe took place. I've laid out my own interpretation, but now I want to know what you think. Was this a genuinely haunted location, and was she actually at risk? Or is there a perfectly rational explanation behind all of it? A group of friends were enjoying a day out in the wilderness and wanted to capture the memory on camera. But when they went back through their photos afterward, one of them noticed something unsettling. Tucked between a blonde girl in green and a brunette in gray was a face that didn't belong to any of them. So what exactly were they looking at? A ghost, maybe? Some restless spirit drifting through the trees? Or could it be one of those creepy tricks where our minds find human faces hidden in completely random patterns? The woman behind the abandoned camper channel has built a following by slipping into forgotten places, old trailers, derelict campsites, and stretches of woodland that the rest of the world seems to have walked away from. Her outings usually carry a certain eeriness, but on this particular evening, the stillness felt different somehow, like the space she'd come to wander wasn't entirely hers. July 8th, 2022. That was the day she set out for an abandoned pig farm. The structure had gained a strange reputation thanks to unusual mold formations that had been circulating in photographs for the better part of a decade. The property was tucked into a patch of farmland hemmed in by the edges of the city, and she arrived on a sweltering, humid afternoon, already drenched in sweat as she pushed through the overgrowth. The moment she got close to the entrance, she noticed a shift in the atmosphere. Everything felt heavier and darker than it should have, and the quiet put her nerves on edge. Stepping inside only made things worse. With no ventilation whatsoever, the air hung thick and stale around her. The building was essentially one long stretch of concrete stalls, each one formerly home to pigs. Above her, portions of the ceiling had given way, leaving sagging insulation and dangling debris in their wake. Along several walls, old hay that had once been packed in as insulation was now exposed after years of slow deterioration. She admitted she didn't know the full backstory of the farm, only that it had functioned as a pig operation at some point. Photographs taken roughly 7 years prior had documented strange mold patterns throughout the interior, which earned the place its alien-themed nickname.
This is called the Alien Pig Farm. As you can tell, they would have held pigs in each of these little kennels.
She was there to find out whether any of those formations had survived. Moving deeper into the central corridor, the heat became almost unbearable. The dead air made it hard to stay comfortable for long, and the building reeked of rot, damp soil, and decaying wood.
There's lots of bikes in here.
She crouched along one wall to examine the foundation, where sections of the original structure had started caving inward. Out beyond the building itself, the surrounding land held something she described as a hallmark of abandoned farm properties, a sprawling collection of vehicles left to rust where they stood.
Cow.
Cars, trucks, canisters, and heaps of scrap metal were scattered across the grounds in no organized fashion, some partially swallowed by years of neglect. She found herself wondering why so many farms ended up with these graveyards of machinery, noting that the accumulation stretched well past the building's immediate surroundings. While she was walking, a heavy branch cracked somewhere in the distance, and then, faintly, she picked up the sound of voices. She stopped and held still.
I just heard a really big branch break. And voices. Anyway.
Straining to listen. The sounds drifted again from somewhere deeper in the tree line. Animals didn't concern her. People were a different matter. She noted that you simply can't predict what someone else's intentions are. They could be fellow explorers out for the same reason she was, or they could be looking for something else entirely. That uncertainty kept her on high alert. As the light faded into evening, the mosquitoes moved in. She had a head net with her, which helped somewhat, but she could already feel insects making their way onto her skin. A spider had found its way onto her at some point earlier in the visit. Come morning, she wasted no time breaking camp. She secured her pack, and with rain threatening overhead, she made her way off the property and back to the trail. Number 6. On July 20th, 2020, a disturbing clip appeared on a small YouTube channel called Fat Reacts, a channel that had posted only one video prior to that point. What started out as a casual hangout among friends quickly turned into something far more unsettling when the group came across a discovery.
This guy got duct tape all over it. Bro, get that bitch away from me, nigga.
It smells so bad.
Yo.
It smells so bad. There's maggots. Oh no, fuck that.
Bro, that shit smells so bad. Bro.
There's so many maggots on it, bro.
God damn.
Bro, just cut it with the duct tape straight.
That shit is hella sketch, bro.
This is sketch. There's fucking maggots all in it, bro. This is sketchy as hell.
Nigga, I'm tired of somebody's body in that bitch, bro. And so what do we do, call the police?
If there's a fucking body, we're calling the cops.
Nigga, I'm gonna throw the fuck up. I don't even want to look, bro.
I don't want to smell that.
Just hurry up and cut that bitch. That dude is sketchy as a bro. Like, think about it. Why would somebody leave a cooler and duct tape it?
Drugs?
You ain't gonna duct tape drugs.
Oh,
bro.
God, bro.
There's maggots all
They
over
would
it.
literally just. I'm telling you, bro. I'm scared to look at it. Like, look at somebody's head. Oh. I ain't looking at that. Y'all looking, I ain't looking. Hell no. Fuck that.
It smells like decomposing.
Peel it off.
I'm scared to bitch.
Oh, fuck.
I'm freaking the fuck out.
That stopped them cold. The cooler had been firmly sealed shut with duct tape, immediately hinting that whatever was inside wasn't meant to be found. Curiosity got the better of them, and when they finally forced it open, what they saw clearly shook them to the core.
Open it, bitch. Open it, Matthew. Open it. Bro, if it, you gotta call the cops, nigga. You gotta stay over here. Fuck that shit.
You gotta open it from the other side.
Nigga, I'm not looking at that shit. Hell no.
Why not?
Hey, bro, what if somebody's fucking like arm or something in there, bro?
If we find a dismembered body, what is it?
Open it, Matthew. I'm scared.
I'm scared as hell, bro.
Bro, it's gonna be some dookie, bro.
Look how many fucking maggots there are, bro. It's decomposed. It's something.
It's gonna be a dead animal, bro. I already see it.
Nigga, but why would they duct tape a fucking
Why would they
dead
put it so close?
Why would they duct? But still, you know people are retarded. Oh, which side does it open up from this side?
It opens up from this
Oh
side.
yeah, I'm going
This
here.
side.
Fuck that shit. I ain't looking
Do
at
it.
this.
Open it.
With what?
Your knife.
Nigga, that shit.
Oh shit! Bro, what is it?
Oh my god.
Hold on, open it up for a minute. I gotta record it.
I'm not looking in there. What is that? What is it? What is it?
I don't know. I don't know.
What you mean? What does it look like?
It looks
What does it look like, bro?
like, it looks like dead fish.
You lying.
I swear.
Matthew, what does it look like, bro? It's fucking disgusting. Bro, what does it look like? Bro, we need to call, bro. What does it look like? Oh, Michael, what the fuck does it look like? What does it look like? Shit! Bro, is it nasty?
Bro, you gotta move it, bro. You can't tell.
Like, this is like somebody's body. You look like somebody's body? Huh?
I don't know. I'm holding my breath every time I go over there.
Look.
I don't know what. It smells like garbage. Oh, look at the fish.
I'm not looking over there.
It is disgusting.
What the fuck? Bro.
Oh my god. I don't know what it is. Ew.
Oh no.
Not yet. I don't.
We should call 911.
What is it?
I'm gonna call 911, bro.
Just chill. Not yet.
I'm so dead ass.
What does it look like?
I don't know, bro. I don't know if it's something decomposing, bro.
That is so
I don't know if
nasty.
it's fish or if it's a dead body, bro.
Well, call him, bro. Cause it's kind of sketch, bro. Like it was duct tape and shit.
I'm calling 911.
Don't call the emergency one. Look up non-emergency.
Non-emergency.
That was nasty.
They would come on this bitch, goddamn. Motherfucker flying. I'm about to throw up.
What is it? I can't.
At first glance, it looked like rotting fish, but it quickly became apparent that the reality was far more disturbing than that. The footage cuts off suddenly the moment someone brings up calling 911, leaving the whole situation without any real conclusion. Some who watched it believed it was nothing more than a dead animal, while others were convinced they were looking at evidence of something criminal. So was it just wildlife decomposing in a cooler, or was there something much darker going on? The footage speaks for itself. This clip comes from a channel known as 50/50 Fishing, operated by a guy named Joseph. His usual content is calm and laid back, centered around fishing and life near the water. But in this particular upload, he decided to try something different, an overnight camping trip out in the middle of the woods. What began as a straightforward adventure quickly spiraled into something terrifying. On August 8th, 2023, Joseph and a friend made their way to a secluded spot deep in the forest and started getting camp set up.
That's when you consider it pops open like an ice shanty. Set it on the ground. Oh, this is just like a dang shanty. And you just pop this, pop that. No, that's it.
The tent is up, bro.
Holy crap.
That's nice.
Bro, that's pretty fire. It's supposed to be 7x7. Don't really look like it. Boy, that's kind of slick. Look at that thing, man. It literally took 5 seconds. Yeah, that tent's kind of fire, though. I mean, it literally took, what takes the longest is doing the dang rain fly and stuff. And they really don't take long.
At first, everything felt completely normal. The two passed the time out on the water fishing. The evening was still and serene. Eventually, fatigue caught up with them and they headed back to camp to wind down for the night. But the forest's calm was deceptive, and before long, that stillness was going to shatter.
Well, I'm probably gonna head to bed. I'm gonna get up early, hit the lake again. Got my mattress pad, got the sleeping bag. This little tent's all right. This ain't bad at all. Not like crazy roomy, but.
Joseph closed his eyes, fully expecting a quiet, uneventful night. Out in the deep wilderness, though, that kind of peace can vanish without warning. Somewhere in the small hours, he was jolted awake by a sound every camper dreads the moment they hear it.
I just woke up. I heard something like a weird noise. What the hell is it? There's something out there. There's... What the... Yeah, that sounds like a bear, like for real. Oh shit. I think it stopped, man. It like pushed my whole tent in right here. I'm about to go look. I'm gonna wait a little bit. I thought I heard it kind of run away. What the fuck? I don't know how to fuck.
Joseph went rigid as the reality of the situation hit him. A bear was right there, just outside the tent. Its heavy steps moved in slow circles around him, each growl more aggressive than the last. With only the thin material of his tent standing between him and the animal, Joseph gripped his gun and braced himself, knowing this could turn fatal at any second. Then, as abruptly as it had started, the growling died down and the bear disappeared back into the dark. Without hesitating, Joseph got a fire going and retreated to his truck, leaving the tent where it stood.
I just started a big ass fire. Make sure he don't come back, hopefully. No idea. I think the tent's alright. I haven't seen anything on the tent. Man, I might sleep in the freaking... What was that? I just heard something. I might sleep in the damn truck tonight. Literally might be sleeping in the truck. I don't have any food out or nothing.
This whole ordeal is a stark reminder of just how fast the wild can flip on you. 1 minute he was resting peacefully beneath the trees. The next, a massive predator was breathing just inches away, with nothing more than a sheet of fabric between him and disaster. He made it out unharmed, but the memory of that night and the full weight of how differently it could have ended isn't something he's likely to shake anytime soon. Now getting back to the video. This next unsettling clip comes from The Abandoned Camper, a YouTube channel dedicated to solo stealth camping, exploring forgotten places, and off-grid living, typically in eerie, isolated, or restricted locations. The creator films herself spending nights in creepy or unconventional spots: graveyards, dense forests, derelict buildings, tucked away urban corners, all while doing her best to go unnoticed. It's July 15th, 2022, and in this particular video, she ventures out to a remote woodland cemetery after dark, intending to have a quiet evening to herself. The plan is simple: cook a meal over an open fire and take in the strange, haunting calm of the surroundings. But the situation gets uncomfortable very quickly. As she explores, she spots children wandering through the graveyard in the middle of the night, and that alone is enough to raise serious alarm bells. A cemetery after dark is already an odd enough place to be, but seeing young kids casually drifting through it feels genuinely wrong. Then the tension keeps building. A dog erupts into barking somewhere nearby, and she starts getting the distinct feeling that eyes are on her. Wanting to stay off the radar, she decides to douse the fire earlier than planned, and keeps the camera rolling just to have a record if anything goes sideways. She even mentions not wanting to reveal her direction of travel, which tells you she's truly concerned someone might be trailing her. There's a lot of hushed voices, anxious looks over the shoulder, and ultimately the decision to abandon the woods entirely, so what began as a peaceful, almost nostalgic night outdoors transforms into something far more unsettling. The creeping sensation of being watched, possibly followed, and the feeling that she's somewhere she was never meant to be. The fear here has nothing to do with the supernatural. It's that raw, instinctive dread of unknown figures lurking in the darkness and whatever they might be up to.
Looking at me, I'm probably the only one that's here at this time. They're going crazy. It's so dark. You might not even be able to see it. Here's part of it. And there's some that have kind of fallen off the edge there. Way down in the back. This one is still in remarkable condition from the 1800s. It's a family of raccoons.
This campsite is already making my skin crawl. Between the distant barking, the unexplained screaming, and then those glowing eyes caught in the beam of her torch, it's a lot to handle. It does turn out to be just raccoons, but let's be honest, that alone would have most people sprinting back to their car.
Okay, goodbye. I'll just let them eat the berries. There's a bunch of mulberries on the ground. So if you can't tell, it's pretty dark here right now, but there are kids here, like young kids in the cemetery. And I'm wondering how active this place actually is. Do people come here at night and kind of party in the forest or something? Anyways, I'm heading back to my spot. That dog. Here. Let me see what I've got going on. Hi. Okay, so that dog kind of ruined it. Not ruined it, I shouldn't say that. The dog barking, I didn't want to disturb anybody, especially since I'm not supposed to be here. So I think I'll finish my exploring tomorrow morning, and because there seems to be still...
As if that weren't enough, she soon realizes she's far from alone out there, spotting what appear to be kids or teenagers lingering around the cemetery grounds. Then screaming starts echoing through the trees, though she tries to convince herself it's just those same kids attempting to spook her.
I think they know I'm here. That's not good. Okay. I'm gonna keep this recording, just in case. But I'm also gonna stop and find out what they're doing, if they're actually watching me or not. Oh, I can see them. Maybe they're just walking through. Hopefully. I just don't want them to see where I'm going. Okay. I think they're gone. Let's keep going. Alright, so I brought a classic for dinner, a camp classic for dinner, but it requires a fire. So let me see if I can get away with a small fire. I just gotta move this bed over.
On her way back to camp for the night, she gets a nagging sense that someone is on her tail, and sure enough, she catches a glimpse of the kids watching her from afar. She manages to shake them, or at least believes she has, and makes it back to her spot where she gets a fire going to warm things up.
I brought hot dogs. I just had to put out the fire because there are people walking around back here. They don't have headlamps on, but like I said in my last video, I do not like being around people in the middle of a forest, especially when it's dark out. So I might pack up and get out of here when I think the coast is clear. Okay, I'm packed up. I'm ready to go. So, luckily I have a friend that lives around this neighborhood, so maybe I'll just go continue this night in their backyard because I was looking forward to having a nice night. And there's still people here. I can barely hear their voices, but they're like way off in the distance. And there's the occasional dog bark. That dog that was barking at me, he keeps barking. That's where I had the fire. I covered it up. This is going to be so noisy. Okay, here we go. Let's go.
But the sounds of people nearby start up again, and she decides it's simply not worth the risk. Having strangers lurking around her in a dark forest in the dead of night isn't something she's willing to put up with. And honestly, that's a completely reasonable call. She packs everything up and gets out of there safely without a scratch. But it does leave you wondering, who exactly was out there with her? A group of people hanging around an abandoned cemetery in the middle of the night is not something you can easily explain away. Drop your thoughts in the comments and let us know Would you ever actually dare to spend the night in an abandoned graveyard? This clip comes from a YouTube channel dedicated to rural living, with content ranging from hunting trips and wildlife sightings to maintaining private land and keeping property secure. On September 27th, 2021, while out on a solo bow hunting excursion on land he personally owns, the property owner encountered something no hunter ever wants to deal with: the crack of a gunshot nearby, echoing out from deep inside what should have been untouched woodland. Shaken but level-headed, he gathered his equipment and quietly moved toward where the sound had come from. Before long, he caught sight of a young man carrying a rifle and making his way through the trees.
Hey!
Keeping his distance at first, he decided the best move was a calm, measured approach, rather than a confrontational one.
How you doing? You a neighbor down here? I said, are you a neighbor down here? Do you live up this road?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I own all through down here. I actually don't mind people crossing through here out of hunting season. It looks like you're probably doing some squirrel hunting.
Oh, no, I didn't honestly.
Oh, yeah? Okay.
Is it?
Yeah, it's in. It's in. But yeah, I do a lot. I basically bought this property to deer hunt, and it's the first day of deer season. So I'm down there bow hunting. I heard the rifle go off down there a little ways. I had a group of deer in here, and as soon as that gun went off, they were gone.
My bad, man. I didn't know.
Yeah. But yeah, I own from the pipeline all the way down to just about a little further past where you were as far as you can see.
You bought all Kevin's property.
Yeah. Yeah.
Heck yeah. There's some big deer in here.
Yep.
My bad, man. I didn't know.
All right. Yeah, I appreciate it. From now all the way through pretty much about the end of, what would it be, February. We'll be down there hunting pretty hard. That's when deer season pretty much goes out. Like I say, I know you guys walk along through the creek here, and I don't mind through the summer and stuff like that. But yeah, during hunting.
If I hadn't known deer season was in, I wouldn't even been walking through here.
Yeah.
Man, that's my bad.
I appreciate that. Yeah, like I say, yeah, we'll be hunting pretty heavy through. That's the reason I bought this property, just for straight for deer hunting.
There's some monsters in here, man.
Yep. Yep.
I've been hunting one for about 3 years now. Pretty big.
Yeah. All right, cool. Yeah, if you want to just finish your way down through there, I imagine, and then, like I say, when you come back, if you don't mind just taking the road back. All right, man. I appreciate it. Take her easy. Yeah, I'm Joe. All right, man. Have a good one.
Once he struck up a conversation, the landowner made it clear that every inch of the surrounding area was privately owned, land he had bought specifically with deer season in mind. The unexpected shot had scattered the nearby wildlife, effectively ruining a hunt he'd traveled hours to get to. The young man, who seemed genuinely unaware of both the property boundaries and the applicable hunting rules, offered an apology and agreed to head out without any trouble.
Well, definitely know what the gunshot was now. He, I believe, lives up the road. Try to be lenient with the kids, because I know what it's like. I was a teenager. I like to run around, be in the woods as well. But you just got to understand, this is deer season now. That's why I bought this property. I drive down here 2 hours one way, 4-hour round trip. Don't get down here near as much as what I would like. So when I get down here, the last thing I want to see is people walking down through the property. So, I don't know if you hear the audio. I'm trying to work with the kid. I told him, you know, the end of February or so. That's when deer season will pretty much be over. You know, through the summer, if they want to walk up and down that creek bed, that's fine. Don't have a problem with it. But when it comes hunting season, that's when it becomes a problem. So, the bad part is I thought the kid was squirrel hunting. He had a .22 rifle. And he didn't even know it was squirrel season. So I don't really know what he was shooting at. I told him to walk down the road on his way back through. So let's hope he listens to that. But you try to be nice to the neighbors. That way you don't have any issues, which I've had a lot of issues so far. As you guys know that follow the channel, with break-ins on the camper and the shed. Hopefully being the nice guy this time will keep me from having those issues. And the bad part is, if the kid walked from where I thought he did, he had to walk right by the camper and my truck and trailer and see it all right there. In my thought, I would have turned and went the other way, but I don't know. Well, let's try to enjoy.
Even though things wrapped up peacefully, the landowner was left with a lingering sense of unease. He thought about how frequently these run-ins happen, particularly during hunting season when the line between public and private land gets murky. And given that his property had already been the site of past trespassing and break-in incidents, even an honest mistake carries real weight. The teenager's intentions may well have been harmless, but it's a sharp reminder of how fuzzy boundaries and poor communication can spiral into something serious, particularly when guns are part of the equation. The landowner's composed response reflects a genuine understanding of how rural communities work, yet it also shines a light on the very real dangers property owners navigate every hunting season. So what would you do if an armed stranger turned up on your land? Keep your cool the way this hunter did, or go with a more guarded response? Drop your thoughts below, and keep in mind, out in the woods, the biggest danger isn't always the one making noise. Sometimes it's the one you almost didn't see.
And I think I've been out for 5 days. It was safe there. When I got home from the psychiatric facility, there were cockroaches in my bed. Can you believe that? So that's why I'm in Humboldt. That's why I'm back in Humboldt. I'm staying at my dad's again, and it's really bad. Every day we've been scream fighting. And then I come to the woods for like 4 hours and decompress. And then I go back home, and then he acts like nothing happens. Like a true narcissist. Like the true narcissist here. Okay, well you scared me.
Oh, thanks. Okay, scared the shit to walk by and eat the shit off the water and something.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Work pretty hard. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm
You're
sorry.
probably more dangerous than me. You're probably more evil than me. Look at your dark hair the same. You're bomb. Little stoner.
I just got out of a psychiatric hospital. I think I was there for about 5 days. It felt safe in there, but when I came back home after being discharged, there were cockroaches in my bed. Can you even believe that? So that's the reason I ended up back in Humboldt. I'm staying at my dad's place again, and honestly, it's been rough every single day. We get into these screaming matches, and then I come out to the forest for a few hours just to breathe and reset, and then I head back, and he just acts like nothing ever happened. Classic narcissist behavior. Absolute textbook. All right, you genuinely startled me. No, I'm sorry, seriously.
Work pretty hard. Don't worry.
Okay, I'm
You're
sorry.
probably more dangerous than me. You're probably more evil than me. Look at your dark hair the same. You're bomb. Little stoner.
Okay, that... I'm shaking. That was scary. Thought I was just about to get killed. He said that I looked evil. I can't even enjoy the woods because of tweakers. Like, look how beautiful it is here. I love Humboldt, but the tweakers, he was coming right at me. And so obviously I'm gonna be scared. And then he's like, you're probably more scary than me. Your dark hair and your veins. Like, sir, I'm just a cute stoner trying.
Oh my god, that was absolutely terrifying. What the hell? My hands won't stop shaking. I genuinely thought I was about to be in serious danger. He told me I looked evil. I can't even come out here and enjoy nature in peace because of tweakers just rolling up on me. Like, look around. This place is stunning. I love it out here in Humboldt, I really do, but people keep charging straight at me, and of course that's going to freak me out. And then he has the nerve to say, I'm probably scarier than him. Something about my dark hair and my veins showing. Sir, I am literally just a chill stoner out here trying to smoke in peace. That's all this is. In October 2019, a content creator posted this footage to his YouTube channel, Uncharted Travel, where he documents urban exploration and outdoor adventures. The clip was recorded at roughly 1:30 in the morning inside a derelict prison deep in remote Ontario. He had just set up his sleeping area in a completely darkened cafeteria and was attempting to get some rest when he suddenly began hearing unsettling sounds and footsteps echoing through the corridor just outside his tent.
I keep hearing something outside. Sounds like it's in the corridor, one of the corridors. Maybe an animal, I don't know. Of course now it's... Did you hear that? I hope that mic picked that up.
Given that he was in an isolated spot surrounded by dense wilderness, there's a strong possibility that a bear or some other sizable animal was lurking just outside. While coyote attacks on grown adults are uncommon, they have been documented when the animals are moving in a pack.
Outside. Right outside my tent. Hey buddy, you want to leave me alone? It's gonna be a long night. I just want to go to sleep. Go away!
Other creatures like bears or mountain lions can also become dangerous to campers if they feel cornered or threatened, and in those moments, a flimsy camping tent provides almost no real defense against a hungry group of wild animals. Urban explorers tend to worry far more about encountering hostile strangers than wildlife, but in this situation, the growling and heavy footsteps made it clear this was no human. To defend himself, he reaches for the only thing he had brought as protection, a knife, and is forced to abandon his campsite entirely, retreating to the prison rooftop to barricade himself in.
On the second floor, beneath me. Oh my god. There's a pack of coyotes out in the woods over there.
Toward the video's end, he reveals the pack is directly below him on the second floor, actively searching, and his vehicle is a 2-hour hike away. Fortunately, he managed to outlast them and made it through the night unharmed. Most people in this hobby will tell you their biggest fear is running into dangerous individuals, rather than aggressive wildlife. And this footage makes a pretty compelling case for why that assumption deserves a second thought. A group of friends spending an evening outside decided to get creative with their photography, setting a phone inside a mailbox to snap timed shots. They positioned themselves across the road near a cornfield and fired off 2 pictures in quick succession. It wasn't until they went back through the images later that something caught them off guard. The first photo looked perfectly fine, but the second told a different story. There was something lurking behind one of the group that simply hadn't been visible just a moment before. Nobody had sensed a thing in the moment. And keep in mind these 2 shots were captured only seconds apart. To help bring out the detail, the second image appears to have been run through some basic brightness and contrast edits. To this day, the group has no clear answer about what was out there with them that night. Could it be something from beyond the explainable, or just a bug or random object drifting close to the lens at the wrong moment? They decided to post both pictures online, hoping the internet might shed some light on what exactly they managed to capture. Shadow Hollow is one of those enigmatic channels that seems to materialize from thin air, with almost no information available about whoever is running it. With just 2 videos to its name, you wouldn't exactly call it a busy operation, but sometimes the quietest channels are the ones sitting on the most disturbing footage. The video opens innocuously enough, your typical outdoor adventure content. And yet, as anyone who's spent enough time watching these kinds of videos knows, the forest has a habit of derailing perfectly ordinary plans in the most unsettling ways possible. I already know what's going through your head. It's the woods. Strange sounds are basically part of the package. Could be birds, could be deer, maybe a raccoon in the middle of some kind of personal breakdown. But these sounds don't fit that mold. Then the sharp bangs start, followed by branches snapping in the dark. And here's the thing. When you're out there alone and something is cracking through the underbrush, your brain skips straight past rational explanations and lands on either a legendary cryptid or someone who absolutely does not have friendly intentions.
Alright guys, I think we'll go on the other path. Let's try this path right here. I usually don't go down this path, but I am now. The fuck? Just gonna ignore that. There's the next path. Here it is. Cross over this. The fuck? I saw something. I think I'm just scared, guys. The fuck? What's that? Okay. Strange. Definitely hearing things. I'm just gonna go this way. Oh, fuck that. Alright, guys, we gotta go. Yeah, no. Oh, what the fuck that is. But I ain't trying to find out. Okay. I think I'm gonna be leaving here. Where's the passage out? Where's the way? It was, I think that way? Or that way? It was one of the two.
At this point, his instincts for self-preservation finally take over. He comes to the very reasonable conclusion that sticking around to identify whatever is out there is not a decision that ends well. So now he's trying to find his way back. The problem is, when panic sets in and the terrain is unfamiliar, every direction looks identical. The darkness makes it worse, and those sounds don't seem to be staying put. They're tracking him. At one moment, he picks up what sounds unmistakably like footsteps, something sprinting through the brush nearby. And that's when it comes into view again.
What the fuck? The fuck? Fuck that. I'm out here. This is the way out. Fuck! Fuck. Shit. Oh, fuck!
Your first instinct might be that it's just another person out for a late hike, right? But there's something about it that feels fundamentally off in a way that's hard to articulate. He's moving quickly now, desperate to find the trail back. The camera is lurching with every step, his breathing audible and growing more ragged, and then he stumbles onto what appears to be the main trail. You'd expect that to bring some relief. Instead, this is where the footage takes a genuinely disturbing turn.
Maybe I'm just hearing things. No, it's definitely something. I want to go around this fucking corner. I just hope the fence go back again. Please tell me nothing's behind this corner. Thank God. I think I... Shit. Shit. Fuck. Fuck this. Yeah.
First comes the whistling. When he spins toward it, that same figure is standing just a few feet away. And then, this is the moment that has people rewinding their screens, it hunches forward and launches at him on all fours, moving in a way that a human body simply shouldn't be capable of. Now, before you spiral, he did get out safely. The fact that this video exists at all tells you he lived to talk about it. Sure, a lot of you are going to call it staged, and honestly, with only 2 uploads on the channel, that's a fair thing to wonder. But if this is genuine, then what on earth did he actually run into out there? Drop your thoughts below. Bunny and Beyond Van Life is a channel helmed by a woman named Bunny, who documents her life living full-time out of a van as she makes her way across North America. Her videos tend to celebrate the peaceful side of van life, remote boondocking spots, wide open desert landscapes, and the kind of freedom that comes with no fixed address. But during one particular stay in the Arizona desert, parked out there completely alone, Bunny stumbled into something that shook her to her core. She came across a trail that appeared on no map whatsoever. No label, no pin drop, no satellite imagery. Just a worn, narrow path snaking through the ridgeline. The kind of thing your gut immediately tells you to leave alone.
That doesn't exist on any map. No name, no pins, no record. But something about it felt off. And yeah, I went anyway. I had my dog with me. I wasn't afraid. It was deep in the desert. I was boondocking solo when my GPS glitched and showed a faint path cutting through a ridge. No signs, no warnings, just a barely there trail. So I followed it. Everything got quiet, like the air was holding its breath. There was wind, but no birds.
She went down it anyway. The desert that day had a strange stillness to it, unsettling in a way that was hard to explain. A light breeze moved through the scrub, but all the usual signs of wildlife were completely absent. No birdsong, no buzzing insects, just the sound of Bunny's boots pressing into the dry ground and her dog trotting steadily alongside her, until he wasn't. He froze, hackles up, body locked, not willing to take another step forward. The faint path continued ahead of them, climbing toward the ridge, and when they reached the top, there it was, a carefully arranged stack of stones with a single folded piece of paper tucked underneath. It stopped her cold.
A small cairn. Something was tucked beneath it. I pulled it out. A folded piece of paper, yellowed and burned at the edges. It said one word.
Every instinct she had kicked in at once. She turned around and headed straight back down, her dog staying tight against her. The desert's silence had transformed into something else entirely. Not emptiness, but a feeling of being observed, like whatever had left that message had been expecting her to find it. But even once she made it back to her van, the unease didn't lift. Something seemed to follow her home. Every single night, at precisely 2:17 in the morning, the lights inside the van began to flicker. Her dog. This clip comes from Sleep 5 Decades, a female van lifer who documents peaceful mornings and everyday life traveling solo. What started out as a calm, sun-filled afternoon took a deeply unsettling turn.
Go away, Cloud. One puffy big cloud. Just, come on. Yeah, right. I think it's gonna be like 20 degrees.
Parked by herself near a canal with her side door open while she made dinner, a man suddenly appeared and leaned directly into her van without any invitation. He asked whether she had a boyfriend, and when she refused to respond, he fumbled with his phone, trying to use a translation app. Every instinct in her body was screaming that something was off.
I'm like, I don't speak French. Like, vous avez un petit ami. He asked me if I had a boyfriend. Do you have a boyfriend? And chum is just another way of asking a boyfriend. You know, I don't speak French. And so he gets out his phone and he's trying to look for a translator, like a Google Translator or something, you know, so he can communicate with each other. And I'm thinking, what for? Like, what for? Why are we going to bother communicating, like, try to communicate and go all through the hassle for what? Because I am a vulnerable woman.
She closed the door, but he didn't go anywhere. For more than an hour, he kept repositioning his vehicle around hers, circling, watching, waiting, completely ignoring every signal she gave him to leave. As the sky went dark and rain began to fall,
And I I see him, you know, forever, still trying to figure out this this translation, or trying to figure out a way to communicate with me. He's just at the front of my van, and so I kind of like shut the curtains so that he can't see in, you know, and just, you would think he would take the hint. Oh no. So after, I think it was maybe half an hour, it had to be at least that long, trying to figure out how to communicate with me. Well, he gets in his car, and because I'd shut my curtains, well, he's trying to get my attention to come out, I suppose. So in front of my van, beside my van, but he kept on moving it, like, and I was just creeped right out.
Real fear took hold. She whispered at him to go away, not knowing what she'd do if he came any closer. It wasn't until a family pulled up in a nearby RV that she finally felt safe enough to stay put. But that wasn't the last of it.
I'm trying to, so that he doesn't see my phone. Like, where is he now? Look at that. He's really sketchy. He's really scaring me. But the good thing is, can't see, but I was just about to get ready to leave. And
over the weeks that followed, she describes a pattern of similar encounters, men hovering outside her van, peering in, lingering for hours, and on one occasion watching her through tree branches while she cooked. Every single time, she listened to her gut and drove away.
And turn around, and as I did, this kid, he had his, like, you could see just his nose in his eyes. He's peeking in at me. You can't see his body, but he's peeking literally right in at me, and I like scream, but I have the knife in my hand, you know? So it startled him too, and I'm like, what the hell? He jumps back further than I did, and he's like, oh, I'm sorry. And I go, well, what the hell do you want? And he's like, do you have the time? And he's got a cell phone in his hand. And I'm like, you got a phone in your hand. Like, you know, I go, get the out of here. And he just took off. He's like, sorry, and he just took off.
Her takeaway was quietly devastating. Sometimes the greatest danger on the road isn't the journey itself. It's being perceived as alone and unprotected. Meet Mimi, the creative force behind the YouTube channel Mimi Gets Around. Her videos pull viewers straight into the raw, unfiltered reality of van life, capturing both the breathtaking highs and the grinding lows of existence on the open road. Whether she's stumbling upon stunning scenery or navigating unexpected setbacks, her content delivers a genuinely fresh lens on what it means to live life untethered. Her energetic, engaging storytelling keeps fans coming back for more. But one particular day would show her just how quickly the road can turn from freeing to frightening. It started as a quiet, unremarkable morning at the Old Mine Road D&H Canal, the kind of morning that feels like another ordinary chapter in van life. That calm didn't last long. Mimi's peace was suddenly broken when she spotted a man positioned directly in front of her van. What seemed like a minor passing observation rapidly snowballed into something far more uncomfortable, because he wasn't just there, he was watching her.
Hello and welcome to another day of van life with Mimi. I'm Mimi and here's my van. We are currently at the Old Mine Road D&H Canal, and there is yet another man peeing in front of my van. He's looking right at me. I'm hidden behind this. I'm trying to give him some privacy, but I mean, that's not really my responsibility now, is it? That makes 2 penises I've seen this morning.
This wasn't some guy absent-mindedly drifting past. His eyes were locked on her, and that relentless stare made her feel exposed and unsafe in what was supposed to be her own personal space. She tried to stay out of sight, but his attention never wavered, and she found herself questioning why she was the one
Looking right at me. Why? How much does he gotta go?
hiding in the first place. He didn't move on. He just stayed there, his presence growing heavier and more intrusive by the second. Then things shifted from unsettling to genuinely alarming. The man began walking toward her van, each step slow and deliberate. Mimi's thoughts were racing as she watched him close the distance.
Is he still there? Maybe he's got a shy bladder. I don't know who's... Oh God, he's coming over here. Did you guys see that? What the fuck is going on? What is he doing?
It got worse. He made a point of circling around to the back of the vehicle studying it with an intentionality that left her feeling cornered and exposed. The whole drawn-out ordeal had her mind spinning with questions about what exactly this person wanted.
Weird. Why do men? It's Women's History Month. Come on, man. Like, is he for real? There's no reason. There's no reason to be doing this.
Afterward, when Mimi had a chance to process everything, she offered up one possible explanation for what went down. Her theory, the spot might have been a known cruising area, and the man may have mistaken her for, her words, a ridiculously good-looking twink. Even so,
your girl's gonna go. And here we are. We're here now. Also, I'm still like, what the crap just happened? And on the drive here, I got to thinking. And I have a theory of what may have just happened. Okay. Like, I realized, like, okay, so about a week ago, I was in New York City, and I was hanging out with my girls, and we decided to go to the West Village, which y'all know is known for gayness, and we went to a gay bar called the Playhouse, a gay club, a dance club. And I went in there, and I've been feeling pretty good. I've been losing weight, I've been getting in shape, you know, and I was like, yeah, the girls are gonna be checking me out. And I realized when I was there, only the dudes, I was getting so many googly eyes from the dudes, and I was like, what? And then I realized, oh yeah, I guess I know I look a little boyish, I get it. I saw a video recently where it was another girl similar to me, and she was like, am I a little boy? Yes. Am I a man? No. How dare you? Am I that man? Sure. But what I think may have just happened, and this may just be based off some films that I have seen in the past, but I think maybe that might be a cruising spot, and he thought I was a ridiculously good looking.
Mimi was clear that no amount of rationalizing changed how the encounter actually felt. Regardless of any misreading of the situation or the location's unspoken reputation, the whole thing was, in her own words, incredibly creepy. Very, very creepy. She eventually got out of there, but a nagging question followed her out. What was that man actually after? Was it an innocent case of mistaken context? Or was something far darker lurking beneath the surface? Something that could have gone very wrong. That morning never got a clean answer. Life on the road can be beautifully liberating, but it also strips away the safety nets most people take for granted. And while the wilderness has its own risks, other people are in a different category entirely. Their intentions are invisible until it's too late. Mimi was lucky. Her instincts kicked in, she read the situation clearly, and she got herself out. That quick thinking kept things from escalating into something much worse. Safe to say, that particular stretch of road won't be making her itinerary again. Captured in 2007 just outside Nashville, Tennessee, this photograph looks completely unremarkable at first. Two young children strolling hand in hand along a wooded trail. Look a little closer though, and something deeply unsettling begins to emerge. A hazy, child-sized silhouette appears to be standing further up the path, and some observers insist there's yet another shadowy presence lurking even further down the lane. The property was once home to a pre-Civil War plantation, which has led many people to ask a haunting question. Are these ghostly shapes remnants of the land's troubled and painful history? The channel, A New Life in the Van, is operated by a British couple making their way across North America in a hired RV. Celebrated for their refreshingly candid travel vlogs, their content typically weaves together stunning landscapes, lighthearted moments, and the unfiltered reality of life on the road. In this particular episode, their trek through the American Northwest took a sharp and unsettling detour, one that left them rattled, let down, and ultimately scrambling to find a new spot late at night, having spent several peaceful days at an Idaho state park. The couple set their sights on what they expected to be yet another perfect overnight location, a free riverside rest area along the Snake River.
Is we think we're going to head down to, we've seen a really nice free park up, haven't we?
Yeah, on Snake River.
Yeah, it looks really lovely down there. But here was gorgeous. I mean, really, it was fantastic, wasn't it?
The sunset was lovely.
Yeah.
The views are spectacular. Big blue skies.
Yeah.
And although you could just about hear the motorway at night because it was dark, it wasn't intrusive.
It wasn't a problem, was it? No, now, I found this on iOverlander, and I ended up paying for iOverlander last night because they've changed the system, and they've got what's called iOverlander 2, and that cost me £7.99 for the month. I didn't get the annual package because I know I'm only going to use it for here, but it has been brilliant, isn't it?
Hasn't it?
Some of the places we're finding are awesome. And there's a little viewpoint. But look at that. Someone's put a load of graffiti on it. This absolutely beautiful view is a little marred by the filth of the lovely place that they've put here for everyone to admire this view. Selfish, that. Just along the way, there is a fantastic historical bridge, Upper Perry Arch Bridge it's called. It's absolutely stunning. You've got the river flowing down there, and look, the railway would have gone underneath. This would have been your main road, and one of the trains going underneath. They go on for miles. Tonight's park up view. It's pretty nice, isn't it?
It's not bad, is it?
On Snake River. And you reckon that's Idaho over the river?
Idaho is across the river.
Really?
And we're in Oregon, and that's the border, runs down the centre of the river.
Nice. This is pretty lovely, isn't it?
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It's quite a lot of...
Tucked away from towns and traffic and wrapped in open nature, the spot offered expansive views and genuine tranquility. The air was still, the scenery was breathtaking, and the plan was simple: cook dinner, relax, and call it a night. But beneath the picturesque surface...
Stroll, but the only problem is it's a bit of a main highway, no path or nothing. We've just managed to get down by the water, and that was quite easy. But look at all this. There's like loads of people have left like disgusting boxes and crap everywhere. There's like tyres and everything. It's a real shame, isn't it?
Scattered around the area were signs of heavy dumping, old tires, furniture, and trash that had clearly been left behind. Despite the mess, they initially brushed it off, assuming the site had simply been neglected. That changed quickly.
We think they're going to fly tip. There's so much rubbish around here. We don't really want to go out there because you don't know what these people are like. They've got loads of shit in the back of their pickup, haven't they?
They'd look like it, yeah.
I mean, like mattresses, the lot.
Yeah.
They've driven down there. I bet you any money they're going to fly tip.
Well.
Slow down, Gary. What's he taking out of there? There is no way that he's going for a walk. This is what they're doing. Slow down, Gary. They've got some sort of... They are literally fly tipping. Stop there for a second, love. Look at that. That is absolutely disgusting. That is absolutely disgusting. In a beautiful area like this, they are fly tipping. We're not going to stay here because this is obviously somewhere that people are coming to fly tip. He's waiting to see us go, look.
Yeah, he is.
He's now put him on the back foot there a little bit, hun. Just stop there for a second. See what he decides he's going to do. Wow. Look at the size of those objects. I mean, there looks like there's a disability kind of vehicle there as well.
Got a number plate.
I can't really see it, to be honest. I think
there one on the front?
There is one on the front, but it's not that clear. I've taken a photograph, but it's really... Look at them. They should be...
Something was off. Just as they were getting comfortable, another vehicle appeared beside them. A pickup truck, visibly loaded down with what looked like household junk, old mattresses, cardboard boxes, broken up furniture. The intention wasn't immediately clear, but it became obvious fast. The occupants started offloading everything straight onto the ground. This wasn't a mistake or an accident. It was deliberate illegal dumping, happening right in front of them. The mood changed in an instant. The couple stayed inside their vehicle, speaking in hushed tones about their next move, keeping a close eye on what was unfolding. The people doing the dumping seemed completely unbothered by being observed. If anything, one individual stayed behind the wheel, seemingly keeping tabs on the couple, as though waiting for them to clear out before carrying on. With daylight fading, the decision was made: pack everything up and leave, even if it meant hunting for somewhere new after dark.
We always follow. If we don't feel comfortable in a place, no matter how nice it is, we shift it, don't we?
Yeah, we move on. Yeah.
Especially if it's a free park up, we just move on. I'm really upset about that because I don't really know what to do with it. I can't really read the number plate. Let's get to a town and we'll see if we can maybe report it or something. But honestly, that's really upsetting. The place is beautiful, but it's just being completely ruined by dicks like that. So, despite it being a bit late, we're going to just move on a little bit. We don't really...
It wasn't purely about the dumping itself. It was what it suggested. This place had the feel of a spot routinely used for illegal activity, where anyone who pushed back or reached for their phone might find themselves in a confrontation. As visitors traveling through a foreign country, that wasn't a gamble worth taking. They pulled out, frustrated and on edge, and eventually landed at a vacant campsite near a fairground in a neighboring town. It wasn't much to look at, and the facilities were bare bones, but it was safe, legitimate, and peaceful. What started as a serene evening had been flipped into a hasty exit by the quiet menace of being in exactly the wrong place, surrounded by people who showed zero regard for the environment or anyone sharing it. For anyone living out of a van or traveling the open road, this is a lesson worth carrying with you. A beautiful setting is no guarantee of safety, and your gut instinct exists for a reason. Because no matter how jaw-dropping the view might be, if something about a place feels wrong, trust that feeling and drive away. Drake and Fran are a duo well known for the wildly entertaining survival content they put out. Their specialty is taking on multi-day challenges on isolated islands, and their channel has built quite a following thanks to it. On their latest trip, they headed out to a new island as they normally do, but what they stumbled upon there would have sent most people running without a second thought.
My heart is pumping. You wouldn't believe what I just spotted. Oh my god, it's right there. Far out. This is crazy. I've never seen anything like that before, and it's very confronting. Let's go get Jack. And Jack is all the way on the other side of the beach. It's hot water. Whee!
Just heard Fran cooing down the beach. I thought she was in real strife, but she's running this way. I think she seems to be alright. What the hell? I haven't heard her yell like that before. I wonder what the hell happened.
He heard me.
Oh man, nothing can really prepare you for that. We were not expecting to find anything like this. This is crazy. This is more bones here. It's a pile of bones. I was checking out that wasp's nest, and below it is a whole stack of human bones. We might have stumbled across
a burial site.
Yeah, something quite sacred here, like a...
And yeah, a permanent resting place, as it turns out. Coming across animal skulls and bones is unsettling enough on its own, but discovering what appears to be human remains, that's an entirely different situation altogether. Seriously, what would you even do at that point? Do you call the authorities and file a report, or do you simply walk away and leave everything untouched? Strick and Fran chose to head out, believing they may have stumbled onto a sacred burial ground, so they made sure not to disturb a single thing. I mean, what would you, in a home that had stood for well over 100 years, a mother and her daughter decided to venture into a section of the property they'd long left untouched. Hidden behind aged wooden paneling, they came across a peculiar object, bound tightly and clearly concealed with intention. The daughter felt uneasy and wanted to stop, but the mother pushed forward, unwrapping it with her bare hands. What they found inside was this.
What would be the point of this hanging up? Oh, gosh. Oh, there's a button. Oh. What's that breathing? Is that a diaper? No. Oh, it's a baby thing. It's a baby outfit. Oh no, Mama. You are haunted for life. And me, because you made me touch it first. Right? Is that like blood? What is this? Why would that be in there? No way, we gotta check.
She eventually posted the discovery online, genuinely uncertain about what she was looking at. A lot of people who saw it believe she had disturbed something ancient, something that was never supposed to be found. June 2025, deep within Oregon's Mount Hood National Forest, YouTubers Ben and Julie from the Out There channel weren't just out for a casual camping trip. They were on a full 24-hour Bigfoot hunt. Armed with camera equipment and a local guide who knew how to tree knock, they went all in.
Maybe I should cut down. Cuts through the woods pretty good. So it gets super dense in certain spots. And maybe we can cut into a few of those. But I think we start on that game trail or like old logging trail, then like branch off from there. And maybe we...
It kicked off as something lighthearted. Tree knocks, animal calls, plenty of laughs along the way. They pushed further into the woods, searching for tracks, snapped branches, anything that felt out of place. Then the forest pushed back. A deep, resonant sound rolled toward them through the trees. No wind could explain it, no echo either. Something out there had responded.
Yeah, it was a squeak. Could have been a tree. Do you hear that?
Do you hear that?
Everyone froze. That sound wasn't a falling branch, it was guttural, primal, and whatever made it was large. It felt like it was standing just beyond the tree line. The atmosphere changed, the quiet grew thick.
That was like a... Whoa, that was so weird. That was so weird.
Well, this tree is kind of moaning, but that was a different sound.
That sounded like a deep, guttural, didn't it?
Uh-huh.
That was wild. That was wild. I think the female call. Do your call. Do your call one more time. Do it. Seriously.
The group came to a standstill. Their guide looked visibly shaken. Ben said quietly, "That wasn't human." Julie didn't disagree. They found their way back to camp in one piece, but none of them were quite the same.
To be honest, I really hope it's not a bear.
Because whatever they managed to wake up out there in those woods, it